even if you're completely against what the United States military is doing in Iran, even if you hate Donald Trump, please listen to this podcast. And thank you for joining me. 15 minutes with me, Brian Sussman. It's 15 minutes of unedited stream of consciousness conversation. And you can find me, by the way, online at briansussman.com. And these podcasts also follow under that heading, Brian Sussman Show. Okay, so where am I going with this? I was speaking with a friend today who's involved in military circles whereby he gets a lot of information. Now, he would never, anything that is secret or classified, he would never share with me. But he gave me a little glimpse as to some of what he has been hearing. And he shared it with me because he knows how much I love this country. And I love the people of this country. And I know there's great division right now. You can find 10 Trump supporters and you're going to get 10 different opinions on what's going on in Iran. And people on the left, well, they're out of their minds mad right now because of Donald Trump and what he's doing in Iran. We need to see the big picture here. We need to see the real picture of what's happening here. And I'm going to share that with you based on quite a bit of research that I've been conducting. But here's what my friend is afraid of. My friend believes that we're on the precipice of seeing great division in this country, the likes of which we haven't seen since the Vietnam War. Now listen, I was just a kid during the Vietnam War, but I remember it. The marching in the streets, the riots, the craziness that was taking place. My friend believes that there are organizational efforts taking place right now to bring us to that position. He called it a blow up. I think that's a military term. He said we're about to see a blow up. And maybe we are, and hopefully we're not. But for those who might participate in this blow up, they need to understand, and I hope you'll be an ambassador to just share with them the truth. You have to understand what Iran is all about. Now, even if you don't believe that Iran is an imminent threat, even if you don't believe that Iran had nuclear capability and they were about to launch a nuke on either the United States or Israel, please listen to what I have to say. And by the way, for the past better part of 50 years, 47 years, in Iranian schools, and I've talked to Persian people, and by the way, the Persian people at large they're very hospitable, they're very magnanimous, they're incredibly intelligent, but those who are locked in to the Shia form of Islam, this radical form of Islam, forget all that. They're completely unreasonable. But my Iranian friends have told me for years, in the schools, they were taught to chant in the schools, death to Israel, death to America. And I talked about that in a previous podcast. They see us as people of the book. They see Americans as being it's a Christian country, even though most of the people in this country are really not Christians. They see us as a Christian country, and the book is the New Testament and the Old Testament. They see the Jews as people to be hated because they are of the Old Testament. So you need to know a little bit about this religion that's driving this absolute hatred. Now, for those of you who are watching, and you can always watch these podcasts on YouTube or Facebook, you may be able to see this shirt that I have on. It says East Los Angeles. I love wearing this shirt. I was at the gym today and somebody commented on the shirt. They wanted to know why I was wearing an East Los Angeles shirt because generally speaking, at least in California, East Los Angeles is associated with Latins. And I said, well, you have to understand, I was born in East Los Angeles. And I was raised my early years in East Los Angeles. And for that reason, I love East Los Angeles. My dad had a wonderful business in East Los Angeles. And when I was a kid, it was Jewish families like mine. It was a lot of Armenian families and a lot of Mexican families. And we all got along famously. Why? Because we were Americans. And we were proud of that. We're about to launch into a period of great division right now. And I wish we could all just get back on the same page and realize we're all on the same team. And there is another team out there, the Iranians. They don't care if you're ultra liberal, ultra conservative, or something in between. They don't care. They want to destroy us. So, based on research that I've been conducting, let me just tell you a little bit about this version, the Shia, the Iranian version of Islam. Because what they're doing right now is trying to put forward a military campaign. Eventually, this is why I believe our administration stopped them. They want to bring forth, with their nuclear weapons, they want to bring forth a historical shift, a geopolitical shift in this world, whereby they can subjugate, destroy Israel, destroy the United States, and all of their Arab brethren, subjugate them and control the world so that they can bring forward their version of Messiah. It's the Mahdi. Now, please stay with me here. You have to understand what these people are thinking. For those of you who are not Christians who think the idea that Jesus was resurrected from the dead is insane, can I tell you something? I'd love to get your take on this. They believe that there is a guy called the Mahdi. The Mahdi has been around since the 9th century, since the 800s AD. The Mahdi is alive. He never died. He's been hidden. It's called occultation. He's still alive, but hidden by God. And at some point in time, probably very soon, he's going to appear. He will be their Messiah. But before he returns, things have to take place. And this is what the Iranians are trying to do. They need to establish justice and peace throughout the world. They need to defeat evil and oppression. That would mean wipe out Christianity, wipe out Judaism. If you're a Buddhist, you're gone. If you're a Baha'i, you're gone. It doesn't matter. The only religion will be Islam, and the only version of Islam will be Shia Islam. That's the true religion that they want to restore. So again, this Mahdi is, who knows where he is, but they say he already exists. He's going to suddenly make himself known and reappear to lead the world. So the Shia Muslims believe, listen, we've got these nuclear weapons for a reason. At some point, we're going to launch. We're going to take care of our enemies. We're going to subjugate the world. And then Mahdi will come. So again, he's not just a future figure, but he's alive somewhere today. This is what they believe. Now, I hope this sounds crazy to you, because these are crazy people who cannot be trusted. And this is currently influencing modern Iranian politics and modern Iranian leadership. Before the Mahdi returns, they need to, I'm going to say it again, wipe out Israel, wipe out the United States, and all their enemies need to be locked into position so that this Mahdi will come. That's why the whole idea of the Mahdi, this Shia Islam, it gives their government religious legitimacy. They believe they're governing on behalf of the hidden Mahdi. They believe they are divinely sanctioned. So even though U.S. bombs are pounding the hell out of them, killing all of their leadership, killing most of their military infrastructure, they're not done yet. And even if, okay, they're going to come to the negotiating table, listen, it doesn't matter what they say. They're going to be speaking lies. They will never tell you what their ultimate goal is. So the Iranian state, they're on a mission. They have a destiny. They believe they are the protector of the oppressed. They believe they are the leaders of the Muslim world. They believe they have a historical role in shaping the future of the world. So they support their allies, Hamas, Hezbollah, etc. They oppose all Western influence. Listen, I talked about this in a previous podcast, but if you didn't hear it, I'll just share it again. My daughter has a dear friend who was sharing with her. She's Iranian, Persian. She was sharing that when she was a kid, they would and they would go out and they would the women would take off their headscarves, and they were so proud because they were teenagers. They just wanted to be beautiful, and they'd take off their headscarves, and suddenly they'd see militia coming towards them, and they'd have to go run and hide, otherwise they would be killed. Okay, but fast forward to what's been taking place in just weeks ago. Reports are that there were 40,000 Iranians who were absolutely destroyed in the streets. And this same woman told my daughter the smell of blood was in the streets. Why? Because they were protesting. Women took off their headscarves in order to show their rebellion towards the Iranian religious zealots. And there were 40,000 people killed. And the news media, including Fox News, they don't report this. Their government is motivating activism. There are a lot of people in that country who are Muslim, who are scared stiff of this regime. So what's the best way to survive? Become one of them. This has all been since the 1979 revolution. They've come a long way, and they were armed to the teeth, and they've still got armaments. And that's why all of these bombs have been dropped upon their country. Because instead of waiting for this Mahdi to show himself, they believe they are going to prepare the world for his return. That means building an Islamic state, expanding influence. Sometimes they actually call this, in their language, waiting for the Mahdi, or creating conditions for the Mahdi. They're dead serious about this. And guess what? There are sleeper cells in the United States of America that we need to be very, very aware of. We need to be vigilant. We need to hold fast. And for those of you who are followers of Jesus, friends, we need to pray. We need to pray as much now as ever, because these are tenuous times. And I understand everybody's trying to live their lives with positivity, and we're trying to live our lives and thinking of family and friends, and we don't want there to be any blips on our radar of discontent. But these are potentially very troubling times, and we need to be aware of the times in which we live. The Bible instructs us to be aware. We need to be aware. Iran is they're a country. They're a country that's led by zealots. And they want to destroy first Israel, destroy them, and then the United States of America. So we need to be people of prayer. And I just want to say this, as long as we're being people of prayer, I know this prayer would probably bug the heck out of people like Tucker Carlson, but I'm going to Psalm 122. And Psalm 122 verse 6 says this: "Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you be secure. May there be peace within your walls and security within your citadels." So in other words, we are instructed to pray for Jerusalem. We are instructed to pray for Israel. This isn't just talking about ancient Israel. Israel is, Jerusalem represents the capital of Israel. Israel is not just a place, it's a people. Just like Jewish people aren't just a people group, a race. And by the way, you can track your Jewishness, so to speak, through DNA. So it's not just a race, but it's also a religion. And by the way, when Gentiles convert to Judaism, suddenly, even though they don't have any Jewish blood in their body, they are a part of Israel. So we need to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, because those who love Jerusalem, those who love Israel, will prosper. I hope what I have shared with you makes sense. I hope it will make a difference And therefore, I hope you will share this 15 minutes of stream of consciousness coming from my brain, because I love the United States of America. And I want to see all of its people, even though there are some way to the left that I wholeheartedly disagree with. Listen, I pray for their safety and their security, as we are all Americans. So I say this from the bottom of my heart. God bless Israel. God bless the United States of America. God bless the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America. And Lord, I pray in the Muslim world you will continue saving Muslims from that demonic religion. In Yeshua's mighty name, in Jesus' mighty name, amen. God bless your day.